So I've just watched Davina McCall's documentary on Channel 4, Sex, Mind and the Menopause, which is a follow-on from her last documentary she did, which was a Channel 4 documentary. So if you haven't seen it, go and watch it on Catch Up. It's really, really great. There are a few key areas I thought were really worth discussing. One was about treating menopause before it actually happens in the perimenopause. That is a lot of the patients I see because they go and see their GP who isn't able to treat them because they haven't had a long enough time without a period. And actually the symptoms can often be worse in the perimenopause. So definitely advocating for early treatment before periods actually stop. The other thing is that if you start menopause treatment early, such as in the perimenopause, it's actually so beneficial for your brain health. And new studies have shown it can reduce the risk of Alzheimer's, things like Parkinson's, other brain disorders. That's something very close to my heart at the moment, as I have a family member who's suffering with something similar. And I do think that if perhaps HRT had been a thing around then, that perhaps we wouldn't be in the same situation. Although, of course, nobody knows, right? But I do think it's great to try, and if you're able to take HRT, not just for symptom relief, which is actually why most women come to see me, but actually to improve your long-term health. Other things that were brought up in the documentary, I made notes, was what women do if they've had a history of breast cancer. Now, I do see a lot of women who've had a history of breast cancer because I am willing to look at their histology and reports and liaise with their oncologist and look at other ways of managing their symptoms or even using certain types of hormones in some cases. So again, that's really important, but good news for women who have had breast cancer, new treatments that are non-hormonal are coming out, which should improve your long-term health also. So that's really, really good news. I was also really happy to hear about testosterone replacement therapy. This is really, really important. I'd say about 90% of the women I see take testosterone and they feel great on it, not just for libido, although it does help libido, also for things like motivation, energy, things like your focus, concentration, your muscle strength, the ability to work out more. And as they quite rightly said in the documentary, in menopause, 3 hormones decrease: estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone. So why are we only replacing 2? I was also pleased to see a push for the body-identical estrogen hormone, which I think is far superior to synthetic progestins. I haven't prescribed synthetic progestin in about 8 years because it can increase your cancer risk, and it's thought that the more body-identical ones don't. And also you get far more symptom relief even. So it doesn't just protect your womb like synthetic progestins, you get sleep and mood benefit, things like hair and skin improvement, fluid retention is less. I always say it's the girl's best friend, or woman's best friend rather. So I would definitely prescribe that myself, and I'm in support of more doctors doing so also. And then lastly, they talked in the documentary about how suicide risk for women is highest between 45 and 49. And this is at the time of perimenopause. So again, getting help, being able to see healthcare professionals who are supportive, and more doctors are now learning about menopause and perimenopause. So that's fantastic. Talking to your friends or people of a similar age and seeing what they're going through, because we don't celebrate our hormones. A line that really resonated with me in the documentary is that we are taught to fear our hormones, which I think is really true. Women fear their periods, the PMS. They fear pregnancy, postnatal depression, and then around the menopause and perimenopause, there's just more and more hormonal issues. And like women say to me all the time, in my next life, I want to come back as a man because they seem to have it easier with their hormones. Now, I actually don't agree with that. I love being a woman. I think being a woman is fantastic. But you need to know how to harness your hormones and manage them. So that's why I also see a lot of younger women, and I teach them how to balance and harness their hormones so they don't fear their hormones. They don't live in dread about their periods. And it's the same for perimenopause and menopause. So I think in the last couple of years, menopause treatment has got a lot better across the board, which is amazing. But there is still a lot of work to do around period health and around the perimenopause. So this is the work I've been doing now since, 2013. And I'm so glad that more doctors are doing it. And that people like Davina are using their platforms to publicize this and help other women and support other women, because that's how it starts. So if you haven't seen the documentary, go and watch it because it's really, really amazing. And if you've got any questions, let me know. Bye.